సో యూజువల్గా మనకి ఏమంటే విజువల్ స్టూడియో కోడ్ ఐడిఈ కావాలన్నమాట. ఐడిఈ ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ ఈజ్ లెట్ మీ టెల్ యూ దట్ వాట్ ఈస్ మెన్ బై ఐడిఈ. దట్ IDE means integrated development environment. Okay. ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్, దీన్ని ఐడిఈ అంటారనమాట. ఐడిఈ అని ఎందుకంటారంటే టు డెవలప్ ద ఎనీ అప్లికేషన్ ఆర్ టు డెవలప్ ఎనీ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్, you want some platform, right? You need one platform or you need one tool to edit code, right? So for that we have tools called IDEs. So IDE is nothing but integrated development environment. We have so many IDEs in the market, like for example Notepad is also one type of IDE. Okay, Notepad plus plus is also a one type of IDE. And then VSC, nothing but Visual Studio Code. And then Eclipse is also one type of IDE. And then Anaconda is also one type of IDE. And then Jupyter is also one type of IDE. Like that we have so many things in the market. Okay, if you want to list out them, just IDEs list. Okay, just do IDEs list. Top integrated developer environments will be show you. So look at here. This is nothing but it's one type of tool, editing tool. I mean, here you can able to develop your code. Okay, so Amethyst 2, this is one type of IDE environment by Sapphire Steel software. And then Android Studio, and then Anjuta Dev Studio, and then App Builder, and then Aptana Studio 3, and then Arduino IDE. Atom is also one type of IDE to develop Python code and everything. BlueJ is also one type of see, develop Java programs quickly and easily with BlueJ. అంటే BlueJ లో మనం Java programs ని ఈజీగా quick గా డెవలప్ చేయొచ్చు అనమాట. Like that brackets.io, it's a modern open source text editor that makes designing the browser easy, and seamless brackets is designed for web designers and front-end developers. C free, a free IDE for C and C++ development. C free can be used as an editor like that. Cleon. It's like that we have so many things in the market. Cloud9, powerful and flexible Cloud9 facilities facilitates public and private workspace collaboration, work with team members remotely like that. And then Coda 2, then Code Blocks, Code Fresh, Code Light. But market lo ivanni unna kuda, I mean, these things are available in the market. See, look at here, Eclipse is also on the Java applications ni ikkada develop cheyochu. And then Eric, Python IDE, Python course develop cheseki. Ideal IDE, IntelliJ is also one of the popular IDEs in the market in the real time. Okay, and then J Creator, Java Creator, so Canthros IDE, KDevelop, Komodo, Lazarus, Lighttable. Like that, we have so many things in the market. This is Microsoft Visual Studio IDE. This is not what I'm talking now. I'm talking about Visual Studio Code. That is different, and this Visual Studio IDE is different. Okay. And then Monkey Studio, Mono Develop, My Eclipse, NetBeans IDE, Nuclide. What is this? A new spear like that. So PyCharm is also used to create the Python files. Like that, we have so many things IDEs in the market, but we use we will go for this Visual Studio Code. This one, okay. 46th one, Visual Studio Code is a free open source IDE that runs anywhere with built-in Git debugging tools and a variety of extensions to extend its capabilities, plus tons of other features, including IntelliSense. Visual Studio Code provides a robust interface packed with features and functionality. సో ఇది మెయిన్ ఇది ఎందుకు ఎక్కువ యూజ్ చేస్తారంటే ఫ్రీ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్ అనమాట. అండ్ ఫ్రీ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్తో సో మెనీ extensions in the sense is, if it is Java related, you can simply install the Java extension. If it is Python related, you can simply install the Python extension. And then if it is C, or if it is Python, if it is related to some packers, JSON scripting, or if it is related to domain specific also, like that, it is having different types of n number of extensions. Simply you can install them, that extensions, and then you can work out on that. Okay, debug code right from the editor. So editor నుంచి మనం debug చేయొచ్చు code ని, and then debug with breakpoints, call stacks, and an interactive console. IntelliSense provides smart completions based on variable types, functions, definitions, and import modules. Built-in Git commands. So దీంట్లో Git commands కూడా ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట built-in. Extensions of adding themes, languages, debuggers, and more. So cost is free. That's why we are choosing this Visual Studio Code. In the real time also, almost all 70 to 80% of the projects they use to develop their code in by using Visual Studio Code IDE only. Okay, so let us see how to install IDE in Visual Studio Code and everything here. Okay, first let me check whether I have installed already or not. So Visual Studio 2017 is there. There is no Visual Studio Code. So I want to install Visual Studio Code now. So simply, yesterday I told you, right, Chaco install. Let us do that. Simply install Chaco install Visual Studio Code. Okay, so Visual Studio Code 1.64.2 version now. So we can do by installing Chaco install VS Code. Simply copy this command and then open PowerShell. Okay, so here you don't need to download the software. You don't need to go to Google, or you don't need to download the software separately, and then you don't need to install step by step. The all things can be taken care by Chocolate. So simply use Chaco install VS Code, so that it will download the software as well as it will install the package depending upon the configuration of our system also. Okay, and then it will import the environmental variables also. Okay, so you need to press yes whenever it is prompting for yes or no. So again press Y. So total size is 73.68 MB. It is downloading now. Remember one thing, command line is always faster than graphical user interface. Okay, that's why the Linux operating system is very robust comparatively with the Windows operating system. Installing VS Code now. So it was installed. Okay, let me close and open this one. Why? Because to update itself from the environmental variables like that. So simply right click and then run as administrator. Simply just VS Code version. Okay, oh, VS Code is not recognized. Okay, just now Visual Studio Code we have installed, right? Okay, okay, anyways, we don't want to see that. Simply do one thing, Visual Studio Code. Now see, we got installed. Just right click and then pin to taskbar. So you don't need to always type here and then search. Simply make it pin to taskbar, and then if you single click on this, it will open automatically. This is a Visual Studio Code. So it looks like get started now. It is showing. So simply click on get started. Okay. And if you want to explore something, you can do explore here. And if you want to install extensions, you need to click where is that on debug extensions. See, look at here in the left side, you can able to see explore, search, and then source control, and then run and debug, and then extensions. If you click on extensions, you need to install something else. Look at here, it was installed. Some of the popular extensions are there, and then installed, nothing is installed. Why? Because just now we have configured this Visual Studio Code, right? That's why. Look at here, Jupyter, Python, and then C++, Pylons, Live Server, Visual Studio, IntelliCode. Like that, we have so many things, extensions in the Visual Studio Code. Okay. So here you need to search whatever the extension you want. For example, I want to what's that? Add the extension called JSON. Just type JSON. Automatically, it will show you the JSON. related everything. Look at here, JSON related, so many things are there. So install every package. Okay, you can install more than one extension related to JSON. Okay, that will be more compatible with the code that which you are developing inside this Visual Studio Code editor. Okay, so installing. So after install, it will show uninstall. That's it. Okay, right. See, it was installed. That's why it is showing disable and uninstall. Now JSON tools also you can install. If you want to install JSON editor, you can do that. And then JSON fix content using this extension. Like that, you can install almost all extensions related to JSON. But so 6 to 7 extensions, that's enough. Okay, then simply close this, and then here you can come here Explorer. So now just close this. Okay, we have added the extensions. Right now, if you want to start the first project, simply go to anywhere, like for example DevOps, desktop DevOps. Right click here, I will make it as a folder called Packer project. Okay, so open here, and then just open with code or new file. You can do that as simply open with code. Why you are doing here open with code means it will take you to automatically the path of the Packer project. So whatever it may be, the files which you are creating here, that could be updated here. Okay, simply open with code. Okay, see, just trust it. Yes, I trust the authors. Okay, then simply uh, okay, keep editors open, show open editors. And if you want to make it light, you can do it. If you do dark, you can. And then if you want high contrast, you can. Okay, these are the themes. Okay, if you want to add more themes also, you can do more themes also here. Look at here, Kimby Park, Kimby Dark, Monokai Red, Solarized, so Solarized Dark, Tomorrow Night Blue, like that. Then let us light plus default light, quite light. Let us select quite light. Look at here, white light is looks like this. Okay, then if you want more themes, just click on more themes, and then solarize a light like this. And then if you want abyss like this. Okay, dark Visual Studio Code, this is dark Visual Studio Code. Then dark plus default dark, Kimby Dark, this is Kimby Dark. Okay, right. I think this is nice. I think abysses. Okay. Okay, anytime you can change your theme. That's not a problem here. Okay, simply see, if you want to create a folder here, simply new file. Now you are in Packer project path. Okay, this is what that is why I was opened here, but like this, right click and then open with code. I went here, and then I was open with code. Why? Because if you open the Visual Studio Code from there, means it will take you to that particular path. Okay, Packer project, you are in Packer project. And if you want to create new file, you can click on new file. If you want to create new folder also, you can click here. And then if you want to make it refresh, you can do refresh. And then if you do collapse folders in the Explorer, you can do collapse. I mean, the folders which you can show here, you can do collapse here. Okay, right. Now for example, let me add one folder called examples. Okay, that's it. And then I want to go to examples folder. Now I'm in examples folder, and then here I will create one file. Okay, under the examples I am creating folder. Let me take library dot JSON. Okay, so the file extension should be JSON. Why? Because you are writing the code in the form of what is that JSON format, right? So the file extension should be JSON format. Okay, that is the thing you need to just observe here. Okay, right. So now let me take you to the sample file. Okay, sample file in the sense is just I type here library, for example, press enter. See, now you are in library.json file. Okay, JSON in the sense is it is showing two curly braces. Okay, if you type curly brace once, it will automatically give you closed one also. Just press enter. Okay, so this is what I'm just giving you small example of what is that Packer's code, how it is going to be uh, defined, how it is going to be syntactic syntax, the what is the syntax of the cloud, sorry, syntax of the Packer thing. Okay, let's do that. So I told you already the curly braces starting with the packers. Why? Because it will notate the objects inside the curly braces. So for example, I told you the library. So what does it mean? A library is having so many things, right? Like for example, it is having some books and then magazines and then newspapers like that, right? So first, let me take the books. Okay, so it will show the schema like this. Okay, so let me take the books. So look at here, this books is one type of so I'm just defining the library here by using the Packer code. Okay, I'm just defining the Packer code, sorry, defining the library structure by using the Packer code. So inside the library, first let's take books. So books is nothing but inside the inside the books we need to provide what is that array, right? That's why we need to provide square brackets. Okay, and then comma here. Why? Because we have so many things like this books, and then we will have magazines also, right? Magazines, and then colon, and then just open brace and then close brace. And if you have another one, means simply press enter and then type newspapers. Okay, and then close the quotes and then semicolon and then give bracket. And then if you want to end here, if you want to end here, no need to give comma here. Why? Because you are not continuing. Whenever you are continuing only, you need to give comma. So after books, I want to continue with the magazine. So I just notated as a comma here, and then from magazines to continue to the newspaper. So I place the comma here. From here, from newspapers, after that, I want to close the code. That's why I didn't mention the comma here. Okay, that is how it's going to be structured, that one. Okay, now uh, in books also we have multiple books, right? For example, the book related to computer science, book related to electronics and communication, book related to BSc degree and BSc, and the books related to BCom, like that. Or else books related to novels, or books related to scientific, and then books related to fiction stories, like that, and novels also will be there. So that's why inside the books, when you are mentioning that for example, if you want to mention number of books, means number of books in the sense is the details of the books, right? For that you need to mention again curly brace here. Why? Because see, inside the curly braces you need to provide the objects. That's why you need to open the curly brace here again. Okay, let me show you, then you can purely understand why I have opened the curly brace here simply. Okay, so now what I want to type is here id, book id. Okay, book id. Okay, and then colon space and then give open sorry, two quotes, and then book id is for example, what is that, BSc physics 001. Okay, so BSc physics 001 is the book id. Book id, and then just put comma here. Why? Because you need to provide more details of that particular book. That's why. Okay, and then give title of that book. Okay, and then do like this. What's the title of the book? For example, uh, applied physics, like this, and then again put comma, and then after title you need to give author, right? So author name. Okay, and then so author name is someone, for example, Charles. Okay, and then put comma, then publisher. Okay, and then here you can enter the publishing publisher, not publisher. Let's take I don't want to specify the name, so I want to publishing year. I want to specify the publishing year. Okay, like this. So for the numbers you don't need to specify colons or anything, simply you can do that 2012. So simply you can give the numbers like this only. Okay, if it is string you need to enter the string in between the two quotes, but if it is not a string, if it is numerical, means you can simply give number itself. Okay, right. So now I want to specify one more book. Now I need to put comma here and then press enter. Okay, and then I will open one more curly braces. Why? Because these are all objects inside the curly braces. Okay, so same, I will just copy the entire thing. Okay, and then I will paste here. Okay, right, like this. So here what I'm going to do is so this is so here we are getting some syntactical error. You can give like this. Okay, okay, CSC, and then title J to E, and then give some mic, and then year is 2013. Okay, like this. Why it got error means I didn't include inside the curly braces. Just I'll do. Okay, here I need to paste. Now see, there is no error. I just misplaced in between this. Actually, I need to place in between the these two curly braces. Okay, like this. And then if you want to add one more book like this, and then just give curly braces and then press enter and then control V. Just I copied that one, right? That's why I paste it again. Okay, so like that. If you want to add books names here, okay, for example here ECE, um, ECE, electronic devices and circuits, book name is then 001. Okay, so book name is circuits, and then it was written by Angelina, and then year is 2009. Okay, like this. So here we are getting error. Why here we are getting error? You can able to see the red underline mark is there, right? Red underline mark చూడండి ఇక్కడ. Why the error means you need to give comma here. Why? Because you are just continuing that one, right? See now error got disappeared. That is what you need to observe. Now I have written only the objects related to books. Okay, ఇక్కడ నేను ఎందుకు స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్స్ ఇచ్చానంటే దిస్ ఈజ్ అర్రే ఆఫ్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఆర్ అర్రే ఆఫ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్. ఓకే, లుక్ అట్ హియర్ we have three books, physics, Java, and then EDC circuits book. Okay, these three books are called arrays of objects. That's why I have given the square brackets first and inside the curly braces. Why? Because these are all the things which can be notated as objects for this particular JSON file. That's why you need to mention curly braces here. Inside the curly braces, this is called objects. Look at here, book ID, title, author, and publisher is these things are objects for this particular books related things. And then books, magazines, and newspapers, these three are objects for this thing. I mean global level. Okay, first మనం ఏదైతే మెయిన్ కర్లీ బ్రేసెస్ ఓపెన్ చేసామో దానికి ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఏంటివి? బుక్స్, magazines, and newspapers. These three things are objects for this main curly braces, and this the details of the books are the objects for this curly braces. Means this sub object like books అనే ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ లో మనకి బుక్ ఐడి డీటెయిల్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ అన్నమాట. సో ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ రిలేటెడ్ టు దిస్ కాంపోనెంట్ అండ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ రిలేటెడ్ టు this component. So here if you consider the book IDs 1 2 3 books related to books object. Okay, So like that you need to specify the square brackets and then curly braces. Remember one thing, square brackets ఎందుకు యూస్ చేసామంటే simply to notate the array of components or array of objects. అంటే array అంటే 1 2 3 4 like that. So here దీన్ని కన్సిడర్ చేసుకోండి, ఈ హోల్ థింగ్ ని 1 అనుకోండి, ఈ హోల్ థింగ్స్ ని 2 అనుకోండి, and consider these whole things can be as 3. Okay, 1 2 3 is nothing but array of books. That's why you need to provide square brackets. Okay, and then why we have given here curly braces means we are mentioning or we are defining the objects here related to books. That's why you need to open the curly brace. In the same way, if you want to enter the details of the magazine, you can go with the magazines also. Simply here you can do the same thing like already we have opened the square brackets, right? So use curly braces here and then press enter, and then you can give the name of the magazine. Okay, so name. Okay, so for example the week is your magazine. Okay, and then comma, press enter, and then you can give the date. Okay, so here date is for example 02/02/2022. Okay, so this is what's that numerical, right? So you don't need to give inside the quotes. Okay, okay, do one thing, if it is 2nd Feb like this, you can give the quotes. Okay, right, and then what is that what we can say, magazine date. Okay, okay, I don't want to give anything here. Okay, like that, and then if you want to add one more magazine, just comma here and then press enter, and then enter curly braces, and then you can give again the name of the magazine. Okay, so here the name of the magazine is the week, the times. Okay, comma here and then date. Okay, 14th Feb. Okay, that is what. So don't give comma here. Why? Because I'm just ending here. That's why I didn't give comma here. Here also look at here in the year I didn't mention the comma here. Why? Because here I'm ending the code. That's why. Like that, here also I don't want to give comma here. Why? Because now I'm going to one more object called newspapers. Okay, just press enter here and then open the curly brace, press enter, and then name of the newspaper. Okay, for example the Hindu, comma, and then date. Date వచ్చి 12th Feb. Okay, like this. Okay, I don't want to give here, then comma, press enter, again open the curly braces. Okay, press enter, and then again give name. Okay, so the name of the paper is Sakshi, enter, then give date 16th Feb. Okay, that's all. So look at here, now there is no any error for me. Okay, this is how you need to develop the code as a packer or as a JSON. సో ఇక్కడ ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా? ఒకసారి అర్థమైందా కోడ్ మొత్తం? JSON కోడ్ ఇట్లుంటుంది మనకి, అర్థమైందా? ఓకే
సార్, ఇక్కడ మెయిన్ సెమీకోలన్స్, కామాస్ ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఎక్కువ మెన్షన్ చేయాలి?
అదే నేను చెప్తాను, నువ్వు ఎప్పుడైతే కంటిన్యూ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నావో అక్కడ కామా ఇస్తాం, ఎక్కడైతే నువ్వు ఎండ్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నావో అక్కడ కామా ఇవ్వవు, అంతే. ఓకేనా? ఇది ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఒక బుక్ ఐడి అనుకో, ఇది ఒక బుక్ ఐడి, తర్వాత ఇక్కడ కామా ఎందుకు ఇస్తాము? వీఆర్ కంటిన్యూయింగ్ విత్ అనదర్ బుక్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ కామా ఎందుకు ఇస్తాము? వీఆర్ కంటిన్యూయింగ్ విత్ ద అదర్ బుక్. ఇక్కడ చూడు నేను కామా ఇవ్వలేదు అంటే దాని అర్థం ఏమి? ఐ వాంట్ టు ఎండ్ ద బుక్స్ హియర్. సో బుక్స్ ఇక్కడ ఎండ్ అయిపోయింది. మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ నేను చూడు ఈ స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్స్ పక్కన కామా ఇచ్చిన. ఎందుకు? ఐ వాంట్ టు స్టార్ట్ విత్ అనదర్ థింగ్ లైక్ మ్యాగజైన్స్. అంటే ఈ హోల్ బుక్స్, మ్యాగజైన్స్, న్యూస్ పేపర్స్ అనేది ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఫర్ మెయిన్ కర్లీ బ్రేస్, అండ్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ రిలేటెడ్ టు సబ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ లైక్ ఈ బుక్స్, ఈ బుక్ ఐడి, టైటిల్, ఆథర్ రిలేటెడ్ టు దిస్ బుక్స్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. ఓకే, అంటే అందుకనే నేను మీకు స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి దీన్ని ఎలాబరేట్ చేసుకుంటా వచ్చిన. అంటే ఒకేసారి బుక్స్ అని ఇట్లా టైప్ చేసుకుంటా రాకుండా ఫస్ట్ బుక్స్, మ్యాగజైన్స్, న్యూస్ పేపర్స్ అని టైప్ చేసి 1 by 1 తీసుకొని వచ్చిన. అర్థమైంది కదా? దట్స్ వై. సో ఇంకా ఈ కోడ్స్ ఉంటాయి చూడండి, డబుల్ కోడ్స్. అంటే ఇక్కడ కోలన్ ఇస్తాం కదా, కోలన్ అనేది సింపుల్ బుక్ ఐడికి రిలేటెడ్ గా ఉండేది కోలన్ అని ఇస్తాం అంతే, లైక్ దిస్. అర్థమైంది కదా? రైట్. దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ ప్యాకర్ కోడ్. ఓకే, రైట్. సతీష్, నరేష్, ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా? రైట్. సో కోడింగ్ మీకు అర్థమైతే ఈజీగా అర్థమవుతుంది. సో ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఇక్కడ ఒక ఫైల్ అనేది ఫామ్ అయింటుంది, ఇక్కడ ఫోల్డర్ కూడా ఫామ్ అయింది చూడండి. ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అని నేను ఇక్కడ క్రియేట్ చేయాలా, ఎక్కడ క్రియేట్ చేసిన? నేను విజువల్ స్టూడియో కోడ్ లో క్రియేట్ చేసిన ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అని, రైట్. సో దీన్ని ఓపెన్ చేస్తే ఇక్కడ మనకు ఫైల్ ఉంటుంది చూడండి, library.json అని. సో ఇది జేసాన్ సోర్స్ ఫైల్ అన్నమాట ఇది. ఓకేనా? లైక్ దిస్ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు క్రియేట్ ద ఫైల్స్. సేమ్ ప్రొసీజర్ లో మనం జావా అప్లికేషన్స్ కూడా ఇట్లే క్రియేట్ చేస్తారనమాట. కాకపోతే ఫోల్డర్ స్ట్రక్చర్ అనేది కరెక్ట్గా పెట్టుకుంటారు వాళ్ళు. main.tf అని చాలా ఉంటాయి దాంట్లో, మెయిన్ అని, దాంట్లో అప్లికేషన్ సోర్సెస్ అని, తర్వాత దానికి సంబంధించిన లింకులు అని ఇట్లా ప్రొవైడ్ చేశారు. సో library.json అనేది జేసాన్ స్క్రిప్ట్ కాబట్టి మనకి ఇక్కడ ఈ ఫైల్ టైప్ వచ్చి జేసాన్ లాగా ఇక్కడ విజువలైజ్ లో ఉంటుంది మనకి. ఓకేనా? దట్స్ హౌ. సో అర్థమైంది కదా యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ? ఓకే, రైట్. సో ఇది అర్థమైందంటే మనం ఇంకా ప్యాకర్ మన ఒరిజినల్ దీంట్లోకి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. అంటే ఇంకా ఒరిజినల్ దాంట్లోకి వెళ్ళేలాగుంటే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. టైమ్ ఈజ్ వీ హ్యావ్ 6 minutes. ఓకే, నేను ఈ సెషన్ క్లోజ్ చేసి ఓపెన్ చేస్తాను. జాయిన్ అవుతారా?
ఇంకా ఐ మీన్ సో వేరే ఏదైనా టాపిక్ చెప్తారా బ్రో, లేకపోతే ఏదే కంటిన్యూ చేస్తారా?
అంటే ఇంకా ఉంది కదా, మన ప్యాకర్స్ అప్పుడే అయిపోలా, జస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పాను. అంటే దీంట్లోనే ప్యాకర్ లోనే మన ప్యాకర్స్ అనేది ఎప్పుడు కంప్లీట్ అవుతుంది అనేది మీకు స్లోగా అర్థమవుతుంది. బట్ దిస్ ఈజ్ జస్ట్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ టు ప్యాకర్ స్క్రిప్ట్.
మనం ఇంకా మీరు ప్యాకర్స్ అనేది స్టార్ట్ చేయలేదు తెలుసు బ్రో.
జస్ట్ ఇది ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మాత్రమే. సో నెక్స్ట్ మనం ఇప్పుడు క్రియేట్ అన్ అమెజాన్ ఇమేజ్ విత్ ఎంజిన్స్ అనేది నేను స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. అంటే ఏం లేదు, జస్ట్ దాని గురించి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. మనకి బిల్డర్స్, ప్యాకర్స్, పోస్ట్ ప్రాసెసర్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, అలాంటివన్నీ కూడా ఇంకా స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ తీసుకెళ్తా. అంటే ఇంక ఒరిజినల్ మన దాంట్లోకి వెళ్తాము. సో అది ఇప్పుడే చెప్పమంటే చెప్తా, లేదు మనకి టైం లేదనుకుంటే
సార్ రేపు చెప్పండి సార్. ఆల్రెడీ 8:14 అయింది, 11 అయింది.
ఓకే, రేపు త్వరగా కనెక్ట్ అయిపోదాంలే, సరేనా? నేను యాక్చువల్గా పల్లెకి వెంటనే అక్కడ నుంచి వచ్చాక లేట్ అయిపోయింది ఈరోజు.
ఓకే సార్,
రైట్. నిన్న కూడా అందుకే అక్కడ విలేజ్ లో ఎక్కువ మంచి ఉండింది, అందుకని నాకు వచ్చేదానికి ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్కి వచ్చేదానికి నాకు సెట్ అవ్వాల క్లైమేట్, అందుకని గమనం అయిపోతుంది. ఓకేనా? ఓకే, రైట్. సరే అయితే మరి మనం రేపు చెప్పుకుందాంలే.